Okay, in this video I am going to show you how to set up your dev kit bodies that you've gotten from other designers such as Slink or Beleza or Maitreya or Tonic or Legacy or whatever, and how to get them set up so that they'll work with a clothing reshaper. Once you've done this once per body, you won't have to ever do it again as long as you don't lose the file or they don't become corrupt. And it really doesn't take that long to get them set up to work. Once you know what to look out for and what to do if and what to fix if there's a problem. Okay, so first thing you need to do is start in a brand new empty scene and turn on the menu 2.0 Mel. Only MayaStar 7 and newer have this feature. So if you have MayaStar 6, you're going to have to upgrade to MayaStar 7. Or if you have MayaStar 5, you can upgrade to MayaStar 6 and then upgrade to MayaStar 7 if you want. Let's see. Okay, so first thing we need to do is we need to go to external dev kits because we're working with bodies by other designers. And it's the same procedures if they gave you an FBX or a DAE. If they gave you a Blender file, what you're going to have to do is open it up in Blender. I have other videos showing you how to export out of Blender using MayaStar. MayaStar is the only plugin for Blender that I know of that you can export out a DAE and be able to bring it into Maya. Bento Buddy might be able to do it. It probably can do it because as long as the DAE is compatible with Second Life, you should be able to use that DAE to bring into Maya and MayaStar. But there's a whole procedure of having to do that, how to export out using Avastar. So I know Avastar for sure works. I've never used Bento Buddy. I don't own Bento Buddy, so I don't know if it will work with Bento Buddy, but I'm pretty sure it should work. Okay, so anyway, so let's say they gave you a DAE, and I'm going to go to desktop. Now, I created this. I have a Slink dev kit that I was given by the owner of Slink when I helped her get her dev kit prepared for Maya and MayaStar. Shadeen or Sadine, I can never remember how to pronounce her name. You know, you see a word, you see a name in text, but you've never actually heard it pronounced. And she and I have actually talked numerous times, and I've asked her a number of times, how do you pronounce your name in Second Life? And she tells me, and then the next minute I forget. Me and my ADD. Okay, so anyway, so I exported the hourglass body out of Blender using Avastar. And so I created this, and so I'm going to double click to import it now. And it has pretty much everything wrong on it that could go wrong. So that's a good one to show so that I can fix it for you. Okay, so first thing, it's way too big. Okay, this is way too big, and no dev kit prepper or anything will fix it. You can see it has a scale of 100, 100, 100, and all that kind of stuff. So we need to start again. And if it comes in small, you're pretty good to go. If it comes in small and you select the body and it shows in the channel box the scale is 100, 100, 100 on X, Y, and Z, then you have a problem, and we'll get to that later. Okay, so I am going to open up that file in Notepad, and it's a pretty big file, so it takes a little while to load. And we need to find where it says unit meter equals 1. Okay, and we need to change this number from 1 to 0.01, and because it's such a big file, it takes a while. There we go. And then you save it, and then once you save it, you can close it. And since it's a big file, it takes a little bit to save, and then it finally closed. Okay, now we can import that file again. and it imported nice and small the way it should. Okay, so if we select the body and we see that the scales are 1, 1, and 1, I'm going to show you later in the video how you can fix that if it's 100, 100, 100. Very briefly, you duplicate the body, you rig the you duplicate the body, you unlock the body, you freeze transformations to make it from 100, 100, 100 to 1, 1, and 1. You then rig the body to all the bones in the skeleton. You copy the weights off of the original to the duplicate, and then you can delete the original. But that's just real quick telling you what to do. We will demonstrate that stuff later, most likely. Okay, so the other thing you need to look out for, besides this being at a scale of 100, 100, 100, is you need to look at the name of the body. You don't want underscores in front of there. Maya won't let you have a number be the first letter or the first position in the name. So we need to rename this. So we'll get rid of that, and you could get rid of, I would just be on the safe side, get rid of all underscores, just to be on the safe side. So it's just, you have a one word name, no spaces, no nothing. Okay, the next thing I would do, I always dislike doing this, is let's get rid of this avatar. So group label or whatever as the root, and just click on base. You know, you just want the M pelvis. Hold down the middle mouse button and drag it above. Now you want to make sure, see how it has a box kind of around the whole word for avatar? That's if you're going to parent it to whatever. You know, if we were going to parent it there and move it there, or try to parent it to the mesh. But we want to just move it up until you have a single line of white dots and let go. And then you can click that and just delete it. Okay, just to clean up the scene a little bit more. Okay, the next problem I see that we have, let's close this, is this is only a single mesh. And we want the clothing reshaper is going to look for hands and feet as well. And so that if you have long sleeves that go past where the wrists connect to the hands, or the ankles connect to the feet, you need to have hands and feet in the scene. And we need bones for those hands and feet. Okay, so how you get those bones added, oh, and also the other thing you need to look out for is we want to expand the whole skeleton. So if you hold down the shift key and click on the little plus sign there, it'll show all the bones in the skeleton. We want to see if this body has spine bones in it. Okay, if the skeleton has spine bones in it. And so we need to keep that as a mental note. What I do is when we finish getting this ready and we're ready to save it as a Maya file, so I would add the word spine in the name just so that we know it has spines. And that will become important in a few minutes. But we need to add the bones to the hands and the feet in order to add feet and hand mesh. So you go MayaStar, DevKit import, step 2, DevKit prepper. And it'll automatically add those bones as long as, well, some of the basic bones you need for a head. Okay, so that is done. We need to import hands and feet. So we're going to import OBJ, go to the desktop, and I have already exported out a pair of hands and a pair of feet from the MayaStar avatar, so that we have them. And then once you have those OBJs and you have them saved where you know they're going to be, you can always bring them in. So double click on feet, and there are the feet, and import the hands. Okay, and we can hide the, see, sometimes it gets hard to click on things because the bones have a higher priority than mesh. So a way you can do is you can show there and hide joints. Okay, so this would probably be just fine, but I'd rather not have a gap, big gap right there. So I'm going to separate the mesh and then select just the right hand. And I want to move it on the y-axis, which is left and right. So I click the translate Y, and then I can hold down my middle mouse button and then just drag that over. That's fine there. Select here, and even though it looks like it's selected, you can see it's not going to move just on the Y. So you got to click that name there again, and now I can move it left and right. And that's fine there. And then I will select both again, and I will combine them together. And delete history to get rid of that thing. So always deleting history as you go along is really good. Doesn't matter what these are named. It doesn't matter what these are named or what this is named. Just make sure it doesn't have underscores in front of them or a number or anything like that. Okay. So now that we have that in there, we need to rig these hands and feet to the skeleton. So we're going to select the M pelvis, move your mouse over here, select hierarchy. That will select all the bones in the skeleton. Hold down the control key, select the feet, select the hands, and then we can smooth bind real quick. And then what you want to do is select the body and control, select the feet, copy weights, and it's going to copy the skin weights. And then you do the same thing for the hands, copy weights, and it's copied the weights. And then we can show the joints again. And boom, this body is ready for the clothing reshaper. You make sure when you click on the mesh that these are at a scale of 100, 100, 100 or anything like that. And this body is ready to be used with the clothing reshaper. So what we're going to do is we're going to go File, Save Scene, and I'm going to save it to my desktop. And I had already done this once before, so I'm just going to name it the same thing, Slink Hourglass with Spines, so I know it has spines. And you click Save As, and we're just going to say, yep, we're going to replace it. So now that that's done, whenever you're making want to reshape clothes to the to this body, it's ready to go. Now it took me 13 minutes, just over 13 minutes to do that. If I wasn't talking while I was doing it and I knew what to look out for, I'd probably have it done in 5 minutes. And so now you know what to look for, and with the scaling, you know how to fix that. And okay, so the body is done. If this was still at 100, 100, 100, how you would fix it is you would duplicate it, the body. You would then unlock selection, or unlock selected, I mean. And sometimes you have to do it twice. I don't know why. And then you would do MayaStar freeze transformation, and that would change that from 100, 100, 100 to 1, 1, and 1. You would select the hierarchy. You would select the duplicate. You would do a quick smooth bind. You would select the original body to that body, copy skin weights, and it's flickering down here, means it's doing its job. It's taking quite a while, probably because there's so many vertices in there, and it's finally done. And then you could delete the original, and this is fine. This name with the number 1 on the end would be fine, but if you really wanted to worry about it. You can just do that. And again, now it's ready to save. So that didn't take that long if you had to do that. I'm going to maybe try to automate that process and add it in here somewhere, or in SkinWhite. Oh, probably not in SkinWhite's tools, but add it somewhere in here. I can't add it to the panel because I don't know Python code, and the panel was written in Python code by Optimo. But maybe we'll see about adding that, because that's something that you might end up doing quite a bit of freeze transformation and copying the skin weights. The only thing we probably couldn't automate is that last step of selecting the original and then the copy skin weights, because sometimes you have to do that for clothing too when you import a DAE with clothing and you need to get it to where it's 1, 1, and 1. So because that's one of the things you want to look out for. So I'll probably do I'll be doing another video showing how to reshape clothes with the clothing reshaper. But Optimo kind of has already done that, but I might do one as well, just to show maybe a few other pitfalls that you can kind of look out for and how to fix them. So awesome. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next video.